Welcome back. Let's continue, shall we? It makes no sense for Master Shy to have left without a word, but even if he had, he would not have done so unobserved. Someone here will seen have seen something. I am sure of it. We should split up and inquire as to whether anyone saw him leave or following that. If they have any idea where he might have gone, I will meet you at the Glory Gate to compare notes later on. Oh, this girl. Master Shy, why yes, I spoke with him recently, though I recall he was in rather dour mood. Concerned about Elmore's neglect of industry, you see. With Lord Rothry apparently inexhaustible stores of mule and no great need for money, it's little wonder our businesses were all but forgotten under his rule. But I assured Master Shai that the banquet of splendors will do all it can to contribute to the revival of the trade here in Elmore, which seemed to satisfy him. He took his leave soon late after. Your exchange with Millen has taught you about the stagnant state of the business in Elmore. All right. That's over there, and the Delegrex. Okay. So the Glory Gate. Okay. I love bunnies. Ba 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 da ba ba. The Glory Hole Gate. Ba da ba ba. Looking for Master Shy, are you? Is something amiss? When last I saw him, he seemed ready to collapse from exhaustion. I insist he rest and catch his breath, and we talked for a while about his concerns over the city's defenses, amongst other things. He made more than a few valid points. Many of our men are still recovering after your confrontation with Lord Rothry, and finding General Renjit in a heap in the middle of the plaza shook us all to the core. The man commanded no small amount of loyalty, and some of our longest serving soldiers seemed lost without him. Indeed, a number of them left. Not that we blame you, of course. Without you and yours, we would still be blind to the error of our ways. Anyway, funding permitting, I propose replenishing our ranks with volunteers from the Delarex and Gate Town. We have a duty to protect not only Elmore, you see, but the surrounding regions of Colusia as well. And I, for one, would welcome any man or woman willing to take up arms for the cause. Indeed, I told him as much, and he seemed relieved to hear it. It was on that note that we parted ways. He headed outside, as I recall. Your exchange with Coronen has taught you about the perilous state of Elmore's defenses. Bum, 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 ba-dum, bum, bum. I'm going to waste some time and see if we can find the other two. Dum, bow, 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 bow. Let's see if there's anyone in the pleasure gates. I mean, oh, there you are. Hey, Alpha. Now I knew it. It would seem Master Shai paid a visit to the beehive before taking his leave of Elmore. Unfortunately, the patrons I spoke were too deep in their cups to remember aught else. But is the beehive a reference to Final Fantasy VII? I think so. Maybe. Perhaps. That's a cute clam. Bum, bum, ba-da, bum, bum, ba-da-da. I made a habit of keeping sweets and tea ready for my dear husband's return, perhaps more than is necessary. If you should find yourself in need of respite, you are more than welcome to partake of them. Oh, such a caring wife. Chai is, let's see. Yeah, Chai is really lucky. Bum, ba-dum, bum, 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 ba-dum, ba-bum. I wouldn't expect. Uh, bum, 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 ba-dum, my friend. Do do do. Bum, 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 ba-dum, bum, bum. We just need to find one more person, and that's a blue-haired dude. Somewhere. She's cute. Yeah, This place is like weird, like so desperate to be in Elmore, to live in these shacks. Oof. I cannot fathom the desperation of these people. I swear. Ba, 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 So it um I've been heavily conflicted of what to do after I completely do Shadowbringers. I was thinking about focusing on a new game, and give me one more. Okay, sorry about that. I was thinking about playing another game while playing this 14. Then finishing up loose ends that I've left behind, such as like the blue quests. I'm not really fond of doing doing other things um, like the relic quests. Depends on like if I really want to, but I'm just like, you know, not so much. No, I have to talk to this asshole. All right. So yeah, I'm going to probably just make a different playlist and probably like Final Fantasy XIV ongoing playthrough till Endwalker, I would say. I mean, no, no, what would I call it? Shit. Mm. I'll just like put Final Fantasy XIV, loose ends or something like that. I don't know. Okay, so let's talk to this guy. Hey, I recall a man fitting out that description asked to speak with the poor buggers lately come from right. Said he wanted to know the state of things down in the relics, and you can be sure we gave him an earful. Lack of food, medicine, clothing, there was plenty to tell. We hunt high and low for whatever we can scavenge, and it's barely enough to fill our bellies. But folk here don't just want to survive, they want to thrive. When he heard that, he started mumbling to himself something about finding us work, I think. Fair play to him, though, not content with having his ear chewed about the Delarics. He asked about the other settlements and all. After that, I can't really say. Looked like he was headed for Gate Town when I last saw him. Let's see. You exchanged with Hatherbet has taught you about the poor living conditions of Colusia's downtrodden. Alright, let's go to... Fuck. Glory Gate. Why would they call it Glory Gate? I always think Glory Hole or something like that. I am so sorry, but my mind's always in the gutter. Always in the fucking gutter. Alright. Gonna fight you, bastard. Any luck? I got nowhere myself, but it seems like Alphino might have. Ah, there you are. How did you fare? Have you learned anything which might offer a clue as to Master Shai's whereabouts? Interesting. He apparently paid visit to the Queen Bee as well. They discussed the possibility of granting admission to customers from outside Elmore, an idea to which the Popper was surprisingly receptive. Sounds like he's got big plans for the place. Elmore, I mean, not the bee. Perhaps, but the question remains, why did he go after leaving the city? It didn't take long for folks to start moaning after Frothy left. Now everyone in Elmore got something to complain about. Wouldn't want to be a master in Master Shai's shoes, having to keep that lot happy. All we know for certain is that Master Shai has shown great concern not only for Elmore but its surrounding summits. It seems logical that having consulted those within the city walls, he would wish to do the same to those without. Akira, if you would go and make inquiries in right, I shall do likewise in Stilltide. Gate Town, I leave to you, Chai sir. Fair enough. Where should we meet when we've finished? Well, Top Run would seem to me to seem to me to be his next most likely destination. Let us reconvene there. With any luck, one of us will have stumbled upon him, but then, but if not, we will be well situated to continue our search. Ah, there we are. Don't worry, Kara. I know Gate Town like the back of my hand. If Master Shy is here, I'll find him in no time. Alright, still tied, I think. Still tied. Black Levs. My brain's not going kaput because I haven't. I think this is still tied. What was it? Where did he? Fuck it. Oh well, whatever. Alpha, now where the fuck are you? Oh, there you are. Hey, knew it. Fucking knew it. With Frothy gone, I had hoped things would change for the better, but this place seems a little different from before. Perhaps they need more time. Alright, sweet. Let's see. Question. Alright, so destination would be going. Alright. Dun, 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 dun. No, the name doesn't ring any bells, but there was a rather dapper looking Mr. gentleman here not long ago. He wanted to talk about relationships between Wright and Elmore, or rather, the lack of them. We lost a many people to their promises of mule and the chance of a lavish life among the free, and Frothy thought to take even more from us, conscripting the few able bodied men we have left to guard his paradise. Give me one. Alright. I needn't tell you what happened when the Sin Eaters came. Such things are hard to forgive. But Rothry's gone now, and we're curious to see what will become Elmore in his absence. That what that's what I told your friend Chai Nuz, was it? And I'm sure the others said the same. Not what he wanted to hear, I suppose, because he left soon after, and that was that. Do 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 do. Turns out Master Shy was over in Gate Town too. He spoke to a few of the residents. Apparently, they told him they'd never seen a posh block look so miserable. So he paid a visit to both Wright and Gate Town as well, did he? I see. Kai Shear and I gleaned much the same. He seems determined to salvage what goodwill might yet remain among the settlements of Colusia, the only likely place he has left to go being Amity. Come, if we are quick, we may yet catch up with him. Shit. Dun, bum, 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 bum. All right. How's it going? Akira, Alfno, Kaishir, what are you doing here? We might ask you the same. Master Chai, we have been looking all over for you. Looking for me, whatever for. Lady Shy has been nigh inconsolable in your absence. She claims you disappeared without so much as a word, and bade us return you to her side. What blazes are you talking about? I left a letter for her in our chambers, though I suppose she could have overlooked it. And when she gets an idea into her head, I can only apologize. No harm done, Machushai. But since we are here, might I ask what compelled you to come all this way? We were told you have been elected mayor, and from what we have gathered from the nearby villages, you have been inquiring about the people's grievances. It is safe to assume you mean to take office. Now, let's not jump to conclusions. I did seek to learn about the problems faced by the people of Colusia. That much is true, but I am by no means sure I am the man to solve them. Tackling our many challenges will require resources, and until I have secured them, it would not be right to assume the role of mayor. I see, and you believe said resources can be found here. Indeed, the people's grievances are many, but in the course of my inquiries, I have already met with several individuals willing to lend their aid in addressing them. However, there remains one individual crucial to my plans, a man whose counsel might yet make a mayor of me. With respect, such forethought is it itself proof of your suitability. The city needs you, Master Shai, and I am certain this man of whom you speak, whoever he may be, will reach the same conclusion. For what little it is worth, we will vouch for you should he require convincing. Whatever you need, you can count on us. We believe in you, Master. Okay, yeah. I don't know what to say. You don't need to say anything. You've got your actions to speak for you. For as long as I remember, all I ever wanted was to make it into Elmore, but the dream's gone now. Burst like a bubble, or a boil more like. Anyway, outside of repaying Master Alphina, I hadn't had a clue what to do with myself. Spent most days in a daze, but you've been running up and down trying to find a way to fix this mess for everyone. And I reckon you can do it. You got this lot up Mount Gulg, didn't you? How hard could marrying be? You're going to steer Elmore to a better future. I know it. I want to properly help, do something that makes a difference. I don't know what it is yet, but I'll work it out on the way. If you let me come with you, that is. You give me entirely too much credit, the lot of you, but I can't deny it gives me heart. Come, then, let us press on together. Thank you, Master Shai. But we mustn't get ahead of ourselves. Elmore needs more than a man with good intentions, which is why I am here. To find one with the experience needed to see the city thrive. Who is the man exactly, and are you certainly he's here in Amity? Redden is his name, and yes, he is, or was. I had scarcely begun to explain myself when he decided his time was better spent elsewhere. He served as a chief advisor to Frothy's father when he was in office. If Ranjit was the mayor's right hand, one might say Raiden was the left, and between them, they kept Elmore on the road to prosperity. The city needs more than a mere man of business, which is why I must find him. But even if you do, what makes you think he will listen? Before giving chase, might it not be wise to speak with those who know him here in Amity? They may be able to shed some light of his reasons for rejecting your overturns out of hand. Yes, I suppose that makes sense. Perhaps we should start with Tristal, then. As I recall, you made rather a favorable impression on him. I'm certain he would be willing to talk to us. Shit. I realized it was me who suggested speaking with Tristal, but who's to say he will be more receptive? Give me a sec. Receptive than Redden. Why should any of them give me the time of day? Bah, that's no way to think. Ignore me. According to Master Shai, this Redden fellow occupied a position of considerable influence in Almorian leadership, which begs the question, why did he choose to leave? I reckon Almor could learn a thing or two from Amity about standing on its own 2 feet. Then again, so could I. Greetings, friend, and you too, Master Shai. I presume you are here to ask about Redden. I couldn't help overhear your earlier exchange. Yes, well, with Tawashri gone, Elmore wants for a leader. Should no one else rise to the challenge, the city could very well collapse. I came here seeking Redden's counsel in the hope that we could build a better Elmore together, and that is still my wish. But given how abominable you were mistreated there, I will quite understand if you choose not to help. Worry not, Master Chai. I bear no grudge against you or the people of Elmore, and I would not see you suffer for Vothri's villainy. As you no doubt gathered from your earlier meeting, Redden can be rather uncompromising. He has his principles, you see, and little patience for anyone he deems less committed to their own. Your desire to right the wrongs of your past, of Elmore's past, is quite admirable, but I fear the guilt you bear of the city's behalf works against you. I can see it in your eyes, in the way you carry yourself. It goes without saying. He sees it as well. You must let those feelings go, Master Shai. Be more assertive. Commit to this course and prove to him Elmore has the resolve to change. The resolve to change. I believe he was heading toward Pit 8 when he left. If you plan to go speak with him, I suggest you be firm and clear in your intentions. Very well. To Pit 8 we shall go, and I will not take no for an answer. Nay, not even a maybe. Despite your previous artistic differences, I do believe Master Shai means what he says. But until he starts believing it, I fear it won't amount to any awful lot. Do, 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 do.
Well, well, it's you again. Well, I see you've invited your friends. Need them to fight your battles for you, do you?
No, I didn't invite them, as it happens, though they are indeed my friends. Well, not only mine, but every true Yulmoran's. They are the ones who awakened us to the truth, to Lord Vorthry's villainy, the famous warriors of darkness.
Are they now?
Yes, they are. It would be no exaggeration to call them our saviors. We owe much and more to their kindness, but we cannot depend on that kindness forever. To do so would be a little different from entrusting our affairs to Lord Vorthry. Nay, we must learn to stand on our own 2 feet. And I would have them present to witness my attempt.
Hear, hear, Master Chai.
Your sentiments are admirable, yet admirable sentiments do not a nation make. In my capacity as advisor, I once strove to build a better Yulmore. Gave honest counsel to my superiors, drafted laws for the benefit of one and all. But in time, my values fell out of favor. There was no need for them in this paradise Vorthry was creating. And so I left my homeland behind. But you, Chai News, you were content to wallow in indolence under Vorthry's auspices. And so I cannot help but ask myself what manner of nation you intend to build.
I can offer no simple answer to that question. But this much I will say. It is my hope that Yulmore can become a nation which her citizens might freely choose to build together. A great many people, myself included, flocked to Yulmore seeking sanctuary. The alternative being to live in fear and die in pain. Seemed an easy choice. And sanctuary we found. As much food and drink as we could ever want. Secured at the cost of the surrounding villages. Little wonder the people gathered at our doorstep, begging to work among the bonded. The free were blind to it all, of course. Content to, as you say, wallow in indolence. In ignorance. Were I mayor, I would first take stock of the city's resources and see that they were assigned equitably. Our days of reckless consumption are behind us. The distinction between free and bonded died with Vorthry. The needs of rich and poor alike must be considered if our nation is to survive. To which end I would take steps to secure channels for supplies, rekindle relations with nearby settlements, who re-establish industry, reach out to neighboring nations, and the list goes on and on. But I am no ruler, nor even a politician. I am an entrepreneur. My expertise lie in planning and profit. I haven't the knowledge or experience to run a nation. Please, Rendon, will you not help me? Together, we could solve the city's problems. Build a Yulmore for the people.
A Yulmore for the people. I rather like the sound of that. But before I offer you my counsel, I would be certain of your ability to perform the duties of office.
You would?
You ask me to help you solve Yulmore's problems, but first I would see you solve one on your own. Accomplish that, and you will prove both to me and the people that you are a man worth following.
It remains to be seen if his words will translate into deeds, but I shall endeavor to keep an open mind. People cannot be brought together on the strength of high ideals alone. This I know from painful painful experience. Redden was right to demand proof of Master Chai's commitment. Imagine it, a Elmore that even a bloke like me could help to build. Alright. That's... Oops. Another cutscene. Right, then. Is there a particular issue you would have me resolve? You seem to have conducted a assessment of the problems Elmore now faces. I assume you will agree. Therefore, that the matter of dwindling food stores is the most pressing. Ah, yes. Mule being neither a desirable nor less suitable option, I assume alternative foodstuffs are now required to fill the void. And a man who hungers is not like to contribute much to society, save violence, perhaps. So tell me, how do you propose to solve this problem? Give me a satisfactory answer, and I will consider offering you my counsel. A combination of measures would seem to be in order. One to address the immediate issue of supply, and another that of production. Go on. For the present, Elmore's covers can be used to purchase food from our neighbors. These would afford us time to address the underlying problem that affects us all, the long-standing neglect of agriculture. The villages that once served as sources of trade for foodstuffs must be repopulated their means of production restored. This assumes of course, that we can rekindle relationships with our neighbors, guaranteed security and stability in the region, and most importantly, find people willing to leave the city and take up the rebuilding effort. My, think of that all by yourself, did you? Well, yes, it began as a rather abstract plan I drafted some time ago after speaking with the peoples of Elmore and the nearby settlements. You impressed me, Chinas. I, I have. Well, that is a relief. Oh, you haven't secured my support just yet. Only my attention. Grand plans will not be enough to persuade the masses. If you would ask them to rebuild, you must provide them the means to do so. At a fair point, Redden, and one to which I have given much thought. I propose the use of talents to aid the establishment and maintenance of these settlements. Their employment should drastically improve efficiency and ultimately increase production. Talus, but Dallas Stoneworks closed their doors years ago. Without a ready supply of necessary equipment, the people would starve before your plans could be put into effect. Well, as the heir of Dallas Stoneworks, it just so happens that Talus are my field of expertise, and with a little help, I'm quite certain we can acquire what we need in no time at all. Did you see it? There is a fire in Master Shy's eyes that was not there when first we met. A fire we had best keep kindled if we wish to see Elmore change for the better. That Redden geezer doesn't seem so bad. What was Master Shy worried about? He's not to give himself a bit more credit. He's got to give himself a bit more credit. There we go. You had a hand in constructing that giant talus to the north, did you not? When the Almorian volunteers began arriving, I hid myself away lest I be recognized, thus depriving myself of what I am reliably informed was a once-in-a-lifetime spectacle. Bugger. Alright. Thanks for joining me, and see you in the next episode. Till then, fare thee well.